Hey guys, how are you today? Let's see, let me get to live chat, say hello. So, I have officially moved into my sewing room. Hey Colleen, how are you today? Hi Kim, hi Tracy. Look what I found today. Well, hello Courtney, how are you? I haven't seen you in a minute. You guys see my little purple? I think I saw that somewhere that today's your birthday. I'd sing you the song, but it'd be copyright infringement. Hi, not hate. Okay. So how are you guys all doing today? Just looking for everybody to come in. So I put up a new video today. I got a t-shirt video. I'm freezing already. I do not know what this thing's doing. We even moved the router in here. It's right next to my computer. I've done everything except plug directly into the router because the Starlink router doesn't have the ability to plug into it. Beverly, I went and watched the Sewing Machines Plus demo of the 325. Aw, well, here's my purple thing. I found it. It's June Hanson's birthday, I believe. Okay, good, June. I'm glad. So happy birthday. I hope you're having a good one. I got a shower, so I've got wet hair. And it's not doing anything I want it to do, of course. Yeah, Pieces, Love, and Quilting is Courtney. Or CJ, she goes by both. So for those of you who wandered into my test live for me yesterday, I did a little work in my sewing room yesterday. I put up some curtains so you don't have to look at my mess. And I covered that table and then put the mat back on top of it. Oh, it was the 13th. Okay. I just saw someone wish you happy birthday, I think on Facebook, and I was like, oh, I have to remember that. But I got to move back into my sewing room and it's working for me, which is cool. Hey, Laura, how are you? And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to open up the other Martelli because it is going to live in here. I'm not going to abandon my other space. Hello, Sylvia. But I figured that the new Martelli should get to come in here and officially live on the cutting table, right? So it's official. It belongs here. And then, okay, Colleen, I appreciate that. Oh, I'll pray for it for sure, Beverly. I hope it all goes well. And for those of you who weren't on Brandy's live earlier, the 100 Proof Quilter, she said something about wanting an on-air sign, and she used a box to let her husband know. So I was inspired by that. And since I'm right, let's see if I can get that up there where you can see it. Since I'm right next to my embroidery machine, while she was on air, I went ahead and made myself an on-air sign so that I can warn hubby whenever I'm on air. Because if I'm listening to myself, he doesn't know whether I'm live or whether I'm on YouTube watching or what's going on. So I thought, well, that would be nice. I may make him one for his room as well, because he does a lot of conference calls and online meetings. So I thought that would be cool. Hello, Ms. Topaz. How are you today? Did you miss it? I was talking about it in Brandy's live. I made myself an on-air sign. And I just took a couple of pieces of scrap fabric of the purple that was left over from making my curtains yesterday and put it together and put a little handle on it. I figured that way I'd have me a nice little on-air sign. That light is bright in my face. Let's turn this down a little bit. I can't look at that the whole time we're live. Hey, Marie, how are you? So, since I called it finger chat, you guys may have seen yesterday when I was fighting with my finger because it was really hurting. I did end up going to the ER last night, and they opened it up and drained it out, sent me home with some meds. I have antibiotics and stuff. I just got those right before we went live. Hubby had to go run to town on his lunch. And I just covered it up. It's not tight. I don't have any gauze, which is what the nurse, Ms. Donna, told me to put on it. So I just took a little bit of fabric and covered it up just long enough for the live. I figure I don't really want to see people's injuries up close and personal, and I thought you guys probably didn't want to see mine that way either. Yeah, definitely. Ouch, Marie. I was not happy about it. But it just kept throbbing and kept throbbing. And finally, I called the telemed doc because I was just going to go to urgent care and have it done this morning. And the telemed guy was like, because there was a red streak on the back of my hand. Patty, do you have my email address? I'll email you a copy. Or if you're on Facebook, send me a message through Messenger and I'll send it to you. June, I don't know if you've seen any of my videos where I do like up close stitching, but I have a knot or a cyst on the back of this finger on my left hand. And it's been there for quite some time, but yesterday when I got up, it was really hurting. Well, hello, Stephanie from Together We Sew Quilting with Stephanie Stitches. Yeah, didn't I see you people earlier? Some of us. Anyway, it started hurting and I went last night and they opened it up in the ER and cleared it out for me. Sent me home on Norco, which I'm like, yeah, I can't do that too much. He actually gave me a prescription for it, which is hydrocodone and acetaminophen, so Tylenol. But I think that the dose he gave me, I was awake until like 3 o'clock this morning. Oh no, I don't like pictures of injuries. That's why I took a picture of it, but only because I have a few nurse friends who are always like, "Oh, I want to see that." I don't. I still have nightmares. One of my nurse friends worked in an ER for years, and she included me on an email that she shouldn't have of someone's hand from a motorcycle accident. And I still have nightmares about those pictures. So I'm like, no, that's okay. I'd rather not. If you want to see it, I'll be happy to share with you individually. But yeah, I'm not going to show it off here, and I'm not going to put pictures of it up like anywhere. But the thing they sent me home with last night was like this big around. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that, Patty. I have a very low tolerance for that kind of stuff. It doesn't make me sick, but it definitely sticks in my brain. I could not be a nurse, but I appreciate people who can do it for sure. But for my Oh, I think I hope it will, June. And I do have a follow-up with uh, the surgeon that did my other surgery. I have a follow-up with him on June 27th. But this is what I found really interesting. Have you guys seen these? It's Dispose RX. Yeah, June, that's why I'm not going to show it. This they gave me with the Norco, and it's literally, I guess, something that you use to dissolve and dispose of medicine. Excuse me. I ate real fast right before I came on. But you like pour it in the medicine bottle and add water, and it destroys the pills. And it's specifically for, you know, narcotics, opioids, whatever. After my mom passed in 2004, we went to her house and removed all of the heavy duty drugs because she was like on oxycodone and all kinds of stuff. And we flushed it all, which I found out later is not how you're supposed to do it. But we have enough active at the time. Let me rephrase that. We had enough active addicts in our family that we wanted to make sure that no one could hurt themselves with it. You will discourage people from encouraging pics of my finger. Yeah, I didn't even send it to Colleen. I sent it to Donna because Donna is a nurse and was like, yes, I want to know. But Donna also was the one who was giving me advice on how to take care of it and encouraged me to go to the ER. So I'm not upset with that at all. And she and another friend of mine, Gina, both encouraged me to write on my hand where the little redness was. And that was an awesome tip because, yeah, I didn't know that at the time, Stephanie. When my mom passed in 2004, we were all kind of mentally out there. It is an RA cyst, but it had turned into an abscess. So yes, it was a boil. It had turned into a boil. Yeah, I don't want to see it up close either. And it's on my hand. I looked at it right before I came on because I took a hot shower and put the bacitracin and all that stuff on it. Yeah, we used to do that for when I worked in a prison. I worked in the medical department in the pharmacy. And whenever we would have to send outdated or expired prescriptions back, I would dump them all in one of those, what they use for urine containers, because they have a lid. And then I would send them to our mail order pharmacy for destruction. And they had to inventory all of them. So I always sent them a list. Yeah. Well, the reason that they sent me to the ER instead of waiting for urgent care was because of the streak that had formed on the back of my hand. It didn't get any bigger, but so anyway, I am actually working in my sewing room today. I'm not doing anything major. I made that little on-air sign, like I said, and me and my staple gun are having fun. I got all the little curtains put up. I serged along the edge of a piece of sheet. I had a sheet that I'd already cut into for some stuff. So I cut it, serged along the edges of it, and then hung it up for curtains just to cover up. The stuff under my tables has to stay there. But I covered up the messy look. So I'm hoping that that's a little less disturbing to look at whenever you look at my room, see? And I made sure I left all of my plugs and cords out over it so that I can still reach my foot pedals for everything. Yeah, thank you, Nancy. I definitely am glad I took care of it. Hi, Shirley. Hugs back to you. Stephanie, Brandy was talking about having been on Amazon looking to see if she could find one. Well, I looked and I was like, $50. I ain't spending $50 on that. I just bought a Brothers Scan and Cut. That ain't in the budget. So I just went over to and it's neat because my embroidery machine is like right here. My baby lock is there. My serger and my cover stitch are behind me. And I've been moving stuff because I need to take it out to other rooms. So that's stacked up over there. But now I have a cutting table that I can actually use and that doesn't get covered in junk, because my cutting area on my other desk is like right in front of where I sit. So I'd always have a glass sitting on it or a cup of coffee, something like that. And that's not really good, if you want to use it for a cutting surface. It's not good for your mat because hot coffee cups can warp it. So, and then back here behind me, right there, excuse me, I have my ironing board. And my ironing board is one of those ones that you can adjust the height on. And when I was working in here before, I made a Happiness is Homemade quilt, which is all applique. And I had taken right here beside me and set my ironing board up so that it was long ways this way. And I could use the ironing board as an extra work surface. You got your cucumber salad done. I like that, Colleen. And then, like I said, Beverly Davis was talking about the Brother SDX 325, which is what I've got on order and was supposed to be here yesterday. And I'm mad because FedEx didn't deliver it. Now it says it'll be here today, but my FedEx doesn't run until like 4 or 5. So I'm a little upset that I don't have it. But as soon as I get it, I will go live to do an unboxing or at least record it for you guys, depending, because I don't want to walk on anybody else. There is always replay, but some people are more intimidated when someone else goes on than others are. I kind of want to be like Tiffany. She just goes live when she goes live. I like that idea. But I want to show it off, show you guys, the unboxing of it. And then there will be plenty of tutorial videos on it because I have to learn it. I do have a Cricut already, but the Cricut won't do a couple of things that I need it to be able to do. And it was a choice between buying $1,000 worth of software or the Scan and Cut. And we went for the Scan and Cut because it's way cheaper than $1,000. So I'm got my fingers crossed that it'll come today. And then, I can either go live late tonight or sometime early tomorrow so that you guys can see it. And are you making the cucumber salad with like the vinegar and onions and all that, Kim? I love cucumber salad, especially when you put that little like tablespoon of sugar over the whole cucumber and a whole onion and then let it sit in the fridge. That stuff is good. Colleen, this would make a great projectile. Let me throw that staple gun at somebody. And I do plan on giving you guys a tour of my workroom. Probably will be pre-recorded, but I've got to finish cleaning up in here. Hey, Lori, how are you today? But I want to clean up in here, and I'm not going to do any sewing probably on the live today, just because of my finger, and I haven't figured out how to work around that. That's always my thing, is I've got to figure out how to work around whatever's going on. And, oh, that still sounds good. I love red onions with cucumbers. With this, it's not such a big deal, but this hand has decided to hurt in sympathy. You can see that it's swollen. And they did, like I said, they did give me Norco, but I don't want to take it. I did take a Robaxin earlier. Well, Colleen keeps talking about throwing my on-air sign at my husband. I wouldn't throw anything at Wayne. The nurse last night was like, well, I'm sorry, Steph. The nurse last night was telling me, oh, you can't do dishes and you can't cook. And I was like, okay, I don't cook anyway, usually. I do cook on occasion, but Wayne does most of our cooking. Yeah, I actually put a staple through my hand one time. We were building a chicken coop out on our other property, and the stapler thing, it wasn't real clear. The staples actually come out down here instead of up here. And I kept trying to put a staple in by putting this end against the coop. And finally, I'm like, why am I not getting any staplers in here? And I went like this and pushed, and I stapled this into the base of my hand. I'm standing there looking at it going, well, that was pretty stupid. So we took a, let's talk mean about me. Well, go ahead. Everybody else does, Colleen. Anyway, so we pulled the staple out with the pliers. And that's not when I went and got my tetanus shot. I probably, okay. But about 6 months later, I stepped on a screw. And of course, the standard question in the ER is, when did you last have a tetanus shot? And if your answer is, I don't know, they give you a tetanus shot. Did you guys know that? Tetanus shots hurt worse than the COVID vaccine does. Your brother until after the chat was over. And I kind of had to laugh. I was like, don't you know what it's like to be blocked? Supervision required. Well, Wayne was there supervising. Yeah, I'm sure it's hilarious now, but that little girl probably wasn't real happy about being put up there. I used to tell people I duct taped my kids to the walls when we were home alone till someone believed me. I was like, really? You think duct tape's going to hold that squirmy kid on the wall? Another friend of mine used to tell people she locked her kids in the closet and ran a Pepsi tube in there. That's funny, Sylvia. I actually have seen someone who had lockjaw when I was a kid, June, but I haven't heard of anybody having lockjaw in a long time. Wonder if that's related to the fact that they give you tetanus shots like they're candy now. Better supervision. She was 16 and he hung her on the coat rack. Oh my. I was imagining a little kid with her dress and her feet flapping. She must have been a tiny girl. And why was your brother hanging her up on the coat pegs? Was she being mouthy? That's terrible, Sylvia. Oh, and then the doc gave me a prescription for this stuff. I hope it turns it around right for you. For the polysporin, which is basically bacitracin. You had lockjaw. Oof. I didn't know anybody survived lockjaw because I don't know what the treatment is or if there's an antibiotic or something. He thought it would be funny. Yeah. My uncle, who was a couple of years, about a year younger than me, used to light matches and throw them at people because he thought it would be funny. Right up until his dad caught him doing it at the little kids. We were like 12 or 13 when this was going on. And his dad spanked his butt. The worst spanking I ever saw anybody get. Wasn't the worst one I ever got, but it was the worst one I ever saw. I have fear of having a broken jaw, Colleen. The fact that they lock everything together, wire your jaw shut, is just like, no, I don't know that I'd be able to talk. They do have meds to treat it, Sylvia. This was probably 1977 or so. Stephanie, you have a great day too. Thank you for coming. I'm not sure that they had meds for it in 77 because I remember it being a huge deal whenever they took that guy for any tests. Like there were some that they couldn't do in the room. I guess everything's portable now. Yeah. Your brothers with matches. My younger son, I don't know what he thought he was doing, but I had painted our kitchen counters in this mobile home we lived in, and I painted them with Rust-Oleum But he decided to stack up some wood and set it on fire on the counter one day. I was like, what is wrong with you? He was like, I thought it would be fun. Okay. Buy super stuff. Sassy stuff's still here, I think. Unless YouTube's giving her a hard time again. So I am, like I said, now officially in my sewing room. And I have some cute little stuff sitting around here. You guys want to see some of it? I have my Wonder Woman peg doll that I made, that I painted. I stink at painting, but I still do it because I like doing it. And I have another one that I tried to Mod Podge some fabric onto. Fabric looks kind of funny, but I thought I did a good job on her hair and her face. And I use her, guess what I use her for? To hold binding. So she's sitting up on my shelf. I'd forgotten all my fun little stuff I had in here. Aren't they cute? They're not high enough for me to just sit them down. And then I only painted 5 or 6 of these. I got a whole bunch of them. I have my Princess Leia with her funny little arms. And I haven't figured out how to, I guess I probably need to take like a black marker or black paint and draw her heads on them. I don't know who I thought this one was, but I thought it was kind of cute. And then Americans may under this is Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I liked her little white collar. I think they're cute. This one has been shellacked over. I think I used Mod Podge to shellac her. But I want to find a place to set them up so that they are on display. And then I've got pin cushions all over on that shelf. I didn't drag them all over here. I'm going to do a video. Hello, Donna. Where did I go? Oh. Zoom, I'm going to shoot you. I shouldn't have gone anywhere. Where did I go? Am I back yet? The Wheel of Death. I don't like the Wheel of Death. I'm checking my phone because usually Colleen will let me know if I'm still dead. What a pain. That stinks. I guess I showed too many things at once and Zoom got mad. Is that what it is? I know I live in the country, but come on. I literally have the box sitting in here. We moved it in here. Yeah, I thought Ruth was cute. I think I painted these last year. And then as part of my Christmas stuff, the kids sent me like 15 more. So now I have to come up with 15 more of them to paint or to put together. And the ones that they sent me have the big skirts on them. So I'm thinking maybe Belle and that kind of stuff. Donna, you see what I did? I'll take it off after the Zoom. Just put a little bit of fabric around it and some tape on the fabric. I did bring my bunny and my chicken in here because they're going to get to move into the sewing room. And I'm hoping to be able to move the Juki. Hello, Gisela. How are you today? I'm hoping to be able to move the Juki into the frame so I can start doing some free motion quilting videos. I saw your comment on the shirt video. Thank you very much. And Nancy actually left me too. I see it trying to glitch on me. This is not going to be fun. I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to have to try Restream just to see if it works better than Zoom does. I'm good. I'm good. You came in just in time because I just quit talking about my finger. It doesn't need to act up. Do you guys do this in Sweden, Gisela? This came with my they gave me some narcotics for pain in my finger because they lanced it yesterday. And that little packet, I guess, is to use to destroy them if I don't use all the meds. The pack it in some water and then you shake it all up and then it's ready to be thrown away. I thought that was interesting. I'd never seen it before. Look at all the hearts flying around here. I like it. Okay, guys. I am going to go. I think Colleen's had a chance to put everybody up. And I can see that it's glitching on me, so that means it's probably going to die and frustrate all of us to pieces. So I'm going to go and I'm going to get something to eat. And I already ate, but I'm going to go take a nap, I think, and give my fingers some time. Aw. Stir, we're all very accepting of people. As long as you're nice to other people, we'll hang out with you. If you're going to be mean, then you got to go, but you're fine. Oh, that's a cute heart. Thank you, Sylvia. You don't know if you guys do that? I thought it was interesting. It was like the first time I'd seen it. Okay, guys, I'm going to say bye for now. I will see you guys when I get the brother. Oh, yes. I'll give it a minute so she can put that up. That traveling quilt that Donna is doing, she's doing it with Together We Sew, Stephanie Stitches, and Kathy's Cute Creations. And they're going to donate those quilts to. Who are they donating those to, Colleen? My brain just went. Okay, guys, y'all have a great day. Please check out the traveling quilt when it kicks off on June 27th. I really think that's going to be a great, great project for everybody to participate in. And I will see you guys all as soon as I get my scan and cut. We'll do a live unboxing.